Tension creates opportunity. On January 8th, Mercury in Sagittarius is going to be square to Neptune in Pisces. Now, Mercury governs your thoughts, your ideas, communication, travel, your memory. And in Sagittarius, it offers sharp memory, clever communication, and your analytical abilities. Now, Neptune in Pisces, this is very watery. It's intuitive, it's dreamy, it's mystical. So now it's in a square. It's creating this challenging aspect of tension or conflict between these two energies that needs to be adjusted for you to have progress. So it's going to be an opportunity for you to compromise so you can incorporate a new way to move forward. So expect your imagination to take over. It might be difficult for you to focus on anything that's mundane, to try to work on creative projects at this time. Give your mind and your thoughts a break from the everyday work. Distorted thinking, complicated discussions, business deals, or communication and travel, all of these things, whether giving or receiving instructions, you can suffer from maybe like a lack of clarity or misinterpretation of the communication, whether you're giving it or you're receiving it. It can be hard for you to separate your thoughts from your emotions. What is yours? What belongs to you? What belongs to others? You might be taking on other people's feelings and energy at this time. So take time to work to step outside of your day-to-day work and your routines to receive inspiration that's in nature or in life. Tap into your imagination. This is really perfect for reorienting to ideals, imagination, for tapping into your spiritual side. Look for synchronicity in who you meet or connections and definitely pay attention to your dreams. Work for healthy boundaries, routines, and structures to help you stay grounded. Indulge in daydreams, art, music, and creativity. Welcome. I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate. Thank you for being here. And to learn more, you can check out the other transit videos. Like and subscribe to get updates as soon as they're released. This is your Mercury square Neptune astrology forecast for all 12 signs. So let's dive in. So for Aries Sun and Aries Rising, Mercury is currently in your 9th house. The 9th house for you is the house of higher learning, these prophetic dreams. It's publishing, it's legal things, it's cross-cultural experiences, so taking classes, taking workshops. The 9th house is philosophies, beliefs, and it's all the things that you experience like in a broader sense of the terms. Now, Neptune in Pisces is in your 12th house. The 12th house is the shadow house. It is the house of your dreams, your intuition. It is also the house of institutions or hospitals. It's where we go to recenter or reorient ourselves for rest, retreat. It's where we go to withdrawal. It's self-sabotage. It's also where we can connect into our ancestors, our spirit guides. It's where we go to tap into other dimensions. It's where we go to center ourselves and figure out or to tune into what does our body need? What is our mind, body, spirit? What does it need to stay centered? Now, Neptune is happy here. Mercury is really good in Sagittarius, but right now is the focus on too much work. Are you not paying attention to your dreams? Are you working from fear? The 12th house being the house of self-sabotage could mean that you're not trusting your instincts, you're not trusting your intuition, you're not putting enough play into your everyday life. This square is going to be an opportunity for you to say, I need to set healthy boundaries with where I can rebalance and re-energize myself and where I connect to others, of what I give to others. It is where we go to learn things. It's where we dive into spirituality. Neptune being our visions, our dreams, our creativity, and ruling everything that has to do with art and music. Do you have enough of that in your life? Are you bringing in enough of that? Are you focused in and finding balance with your spiritual side? Are you paying attention to your dreams? Are you working with healthy boundaries with everything that you do in life? Like Neptune has no boundaries. Like it's all blurry and watery. It takes the container in which it's in And Mercury at this point is wanting to connect to the broader, everybody, take classes, dive into spirituality. It wants, it's moving direct, and it wants connections with faith, with hope, with belief that all of this can come into play. Now, Neptune also believes in faith and hope and belief, but this square says there's something that's missing, that I'm either all work and no play, or I'm missing some connections because I'm not paying attention to synchronicity. I'm not tuned into what my body needs, whether it be more creativity, more art, pay attention to my dreams, pay attention to what I know from my ancestors, or paying attention to what my body is saying, being in tune to that. All right, so for Aries, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Taurus Sun and Taurus Rising, Mercury is now moving into your, it's at 25 degrees in your 8th house. The 8th house is your house of shared resources. It's the house of deep bonding. It's the house where we have these joint ventures or these connections with people. They can be through family members, meaning through wills or debt or taxes of things being passed down to you. It can be with exes through alimony or child support. It could be with a business partner or a significant other. The 8th house is where we have these deep connections with other people, and that we have like contracts. The 8th house is alimony, child support, debt, wills, taxes. It is other people's money and values, and it's how we have to navigate these shared resources that we have with other people. It's also the house of taboo topics, of we might not want to bring that up, or we might not want to discuss that. Now, with Neptune also at 25 degrees in your 11th house, your 11th house is your personal hopes, wishes, dreams, goals, your networks of what you want to accomplish in this life. So there's some kind of a tension point about who you are networked with and your thoughts, your ideas, and your beliefs. Neptune in the 11th house. The 11th house is where we volunteer our services and we connect with other people, like for mission trips or to be of service to other people, but we do it in a group setting. The 11th house is also who we connect up with through our work, meaning work projects. The 11th house is also where clubs and organizations that you join in order to move ahead with projects or things that bring you joy and pleasure. And so this tension point, this square is, are you paying attention to your dreams? Are you paying attention to your spiritual side? The 11th house is all about focused on what do you want to do moving forward with your career, your legacy. It's about you in the outside world of what do you want for yourself, and your connections to others. Are they rigid? Are they fluid? Do you have boundaries? Are you paying attention to routines and structures? Do you have enough play and joy in your life? Are you setting aside enough time for creativity? Do you need to focus on groups or networks that bring you more pleasure, joy, and creativity? During this transit, this is about giving your mind a break and saying, I'm overcomplicating things. I'm looking at all of these things and things are a little blurry. I don't understand exactly what's going on, and so I can't always believe my intuition, and I can't be all work and no play. I have to focus on being intuitive, what is coming to me, and making sure that I'm not taking on other people's energy. During this transit with the Neptune in your 11th house is you being with other people in groups and not knowing, is that my feelings that I'm feeling? Is that my frustration? Is that my joy? Is that my tension, or is that my stress? Or is it really somebody else's, and needing some time to be alone and to process what it is that you really want to do. So for Taurus, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. For more, please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. And for more forecasts and to get them as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Gemini Sun and Gemini Rising, remember that Mercury is your ruling planet. And so whenever it does anything or comes into a square or a major aspect with another planet, it not only affects you as your person, your body, but it also affects you at your home front, your foundation. So Mercury is in your 7th house. The 7th house for you is your 1+1 house. It is who you see yourself with as a business partner and a significant other, your best friends, clients, those one-on-one relationships. It's also open enemies and exes. I'm bringing that in here because of the blurry boundaries that come with a Neptune square. Neptune is currently in your house of career, your legacy, your public house of how people see you in the outside world. The 10th house is your public life, your it's authority figures, it's your reputation, your professional life, your social status. It's where you make your mark on society. And so there are some boundaries that are kind of blurred at this time. Now, this could have to do with the way that you are communicating or the way that authority figures are communicating to you. This could also be the way that you as an authority figure are communicating to people that are under you or people that you are in a relationship with, meaning a significant other or a best friend or a business partner. So know that at this time, it's about blurry emotions, blurry feelings, not knowing, is this my energy? Is this their energy? How am I going to move forward? How am I going to navigate this? I need to have routine. I need to have structure. But I can't be all work and no play. I have to also pay attention to my dreams, my intuition. Neptune can be escapism. Neptune can also be delusion, deception. And so sometimes it's lack of information. And so not having all the facts and acting upon these things because there's like lack of clarity, this miscommunication, and it's having to navigate, how do I move forward with this? How do I reorient? How do I bring in and tune into my intuition to know what is going on here? Again, work for healthy boundaries, work for a connection to, like paying attention to, am I in heart center or am I in a headspace of, is this mine? Is this theirs? And like, what belongs to me? What belongs to them? And reorienting your ideals and using this for your career in a better way. Maybe somebody has better ideas to move forward with some projects, because this is definitely connecting to you, what you need to build for a foundation, your career, your public life, authority figures, and partnership. It's like all over the board for you, Gemini. So I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Cancer Sun and Cancer Rising, Mercury is at 25 degrees in your 6th house. The 6th house is where we find a guide, a mentor, a counselor. It's where we tap into self-care for ourselves. It's our relationship with our coworkers, it's our pets, our mental, physical, spiritual, psychological health, well-being. It's nutrition, it's alternative health. And so Mercury here has you wanting to be laser focused on the bigger picture of things. Now, Neptune is in Pisces in your 9th house. Your 9th house represents diving deep into spirituality. It's a connection to people far and wide, but it's law, it's publishing, it's teachers, it's taking classes, taking workshops. The 9th house is cross-cultural experiences. And so there's some things that are going on that are a little bit blurry for you with, where do I give of myself for service? How much time do I give of myself to others? How do I find a balance between home and work? If I give too much, am I setting aside enough time to take care of myself? The 6th house being your self-care, Are you taking enough time for your self-care? That means your diet, your nutrition, and your exercise. It is all parts of yourself. Are you canceling appointments with people that you could get out with and like go for a walk or do yoga or whatever it is that you do for pleasure and joy that fills you spiritually? The sixth house is where we have to have these daily habits. And have you gotten out of some of these daily habits? Do you need to dive back into it? Are you taking a class or a workshop and you need to go back and revisit some of the topics to understand them a little bit better in order to incorporate them into your daily routines, into your daily life, your daily practices? The ninth house being the house of like spirituality, or where we learn more about it. You could be learning something about other people's cultures or religions or spirituality and wanting to make that part of your day-to-day practices. This transit of a square is saying, I need you to look for synchronicity. I need you to find some compromise between work and play and your day-to-day routines. Neptune being the planet of not just spirituality and mysticism, Neptune is also deception, delusion, and escapism. And so it's, I don't want to escape from life completely. Well, okay, we might want to escape from life completely, but I cannot escape from life completely. I have to find the right time and place to bring pleasure and joy into my everyday today life as I move forward. I need to reorient my ideals. I need to bring more imagination. I need to tap into my spiritual side. And I need to be open to looking at synchronicity and paying attention to my dreams and my intuition. So Cancer, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Leo Sun and Leo Rising, Mercury is in your fifth house of play and joy and creativity. This is trining your first house of self, meaning it wants to do these things, but things are a little bit blurry. Something that has to do with your eighth house of shared resources. I don't know if it is like your shared resources can be significant others, that like a marital partner or a business partner. It could be family members that you share assets or wills with. This can be the house of exes because there's alimony and child support and debt here. Your eighth house represents anything that you've had joint ventures or shared resources. It's about deep bonding, that you have these deep connections with other people for an extended period of time. And so things are kind of blurry at the moment. You are wanting to focus on what brings you joy, what brings you pleasure, creativity, children, taking risks. The fifth house for you is love affairs. It's risks, it's excitement, it's recreation and pleasure and joy, and it's all the things that we want to do that, like, think about what would you do on the weekend? What do you do in the evenings? It's about the house of what brings me pleasure, art, music, creativity. And there's this square of, why is there a tension point between you and a business partner, or you and a significant other, or you with the family members, or you with, it could be with the exes. There's this blurred, tension point. Remember that Neptune is mysticism, and it's in tune to other people's thoughts and ideas and feelings. And so you could be, but Neptune is also delusions, deception. It is escapism, and I don't want to have to do this anymore. And you're going to have to take some time to say, is this my feeling that I'm feeling, or does this belong to other people? Does this bring me pleasure, or am I doing this because somebody else wants me to do it with them? Focusing on your day-to-day routines and connecting to your spiritual side and bringing the pleasure and joy of creativity and whatever brings you. This could be children or like adult playmates, people who you want to enjoy having a good time with. And so suffering some lack of clarity or misinterpretation of communication and not being in tune with your personal emotions. And so you're going to have to separate what is yours, what is theirs, and reorient what are your ideals. Tap into your spiritual side of about what brings you joy, what brings you pleasure. Stay grounded, indulge in these daydreams. Make time to indulge in setting aside time for joy and pleasure in your life. So Leo, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please join me live Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Virgo Sun and Virgo Rising, Mercury is occurring at 25 degrees in your 4th house of home. Now, because you're Virgo rising, every time Mercury does anything in your life, it affects who you are as a person, your body, your temperament, your attitude, your identity, your self-expression, and your career, your public persona as how you are seen in the outside world. Your public life, your professional life, your reputation, because Mercury rules over both those areas of your life. So Mercury being in Sagittarius in your house of home, this is your roots, your foundation. It is the 4th house, has everything to do with real estate, property, your ancestors, people who feel like home, those people who shape you. It's your personal life. Now, Mercury is in this square to Neptune. Neptune being in your 7th house of partnership. So this is your significant others. This is your business partners. This is your, it's your 1+1 house. So it could be marital partners, life partners, best friends, one-on-one clients. It can be open enemies. It can be exes. Know that this confusion that you're feeling is, are you picking up on what they want to do? Are you picking up on their energy, the energy of your clients? Are you, as a Virgo rising, are you all work and no play? Are you setting aside enough time that you are staying grounded with having balance in your life with work and with play, with tapping into your creative side? Are you paying attention to your dreams, your intuition? Are you engaging in things that bring you joy and pleasure? Are you making sure that, remember Neptune is mysticism, spirituality, your dreams, but on the flip side, it can be deception, delusion, escapism. And so are you avoiding? Are you trying, are you not giving the full information, or are you not getting the full information? Are you not receiving the full information? Mercury is our thoughts, our ideas, our communication, travel, and this has something to do with your foundation of who you are. It can be your family members, but this is also connected to partnership and clients. And so this is, I don't have all the facts. I don't have all the details. And I am taking on other people's energy. I could be working too much and not tapping into my imagination, not putting enough time into play and pleasure, and I need to pay attention to my dreams. I need to focus on synchronicity. I need to have healthy boundaries. And what does that look like? I need to indulge in daydreams, art, music, creativity, things that bring me joy and pleasure, so I can continue to be creative as myself and as the way that I communicate in my job, my career, my legacy. All right, so Virgo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Libra Sun and Libra Rising, Mercury is at 25 degrees in your 3rd house of communication. Your thoughts, your ideas, how you communicate with your work associates, how you communicate with your neighbors, your siblings, your cousins. It is taking classes and workshops that are close to home. The 3rd house is anything that's done like in your neighborhood. It is classes, workshops, travel, all of those topics. I love this. What I struggle with is the miscommunication that comes with Neptune. Neptune is in your 6th house of your daily habits, your mentors, your guides, your how you take care of yourself, your nutrition, your diet. It's the house of self-care. It's pets and self-care. And are you setting aside enough time? Are you communicating with others healthy boundaries that you need to set aside enough time for joy and pleasure? Are you skipping a doctor's appointment or the chiropractor appointment or your mental health professional? Are you skipping those appointments, or are you being honest with them? The people that you connect with, the 6th house also deals with your relationship with coworkers. There could be some blurred lines about communication between your coworkers and you, the way that you're communicating, or not receiving the information or all of the information. Neptune being about dreams and mysticism and spirituality also means that it deals with delusion, deception, escapism. And so there can be this, I thought I told you, you didn't understand everything I was saying, or it was my thoughts, my beliefs, it's a miscommunication of what you are hearing and either what you're saying or how you're interpreting it. Now, this could be on your side where you're sharing it with healthcare professionals or coworkers or neighbors or siblings, or the information that you're getting is not crystal clear, and that there's this distorted thinking or complicated discussions or business deals or about communication and travel. All of this is going to be really tricky because Neptune is not allowing you to receive the messages clearly. And so it's taking time to tune in and say, are these my feelings or are those somebody else's? Did I hear them say this? And maybe I need to repeat it back. So I heard you say, to be crystal clear, and that way that there's more clarity, because we can suffer from lack of clarity and misinterpretation. And so it's separating what are your thoughts, what are other people's thoughts, and taking time to say, I need to pay attention to synchronicity. I need to tune into my dreams. I need to make sure that I'm setting aside time for me to my daily practices, for exercise or for walks or for reading that book or watching that favorite movie, indulging in your dreams, indulging in art, music, creativity, and making sure that I'm setting these healthy boundaries that I can enjoy work and pleasure and coworkers. And this is going to be an opportunity for you to fine-tune your communication skills. So Libra, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Scorpio Sun and Scorpio Rising, Mercury is at 25 degrees in your 2nd house of your self-worth, your cash, your property, your resources. The 2nd house represents your salary, your income, movable property, your personal values. It's your financial condition. It's your work ethic. It's everything that has to do personally with you and the way that you communicate it, or things that could be written on paper. Now, it's in a square with Neptune at 25 degrees in your 5th house of fun, pleasure, joy, creativity, children, adult playmates. Neptune in the 5th house brings you joy and pleasure, but there's some kind of disconnect or confusion about, did I understand what they said? Am I all work and no play? Am I tuning into the creative projects that I'm working on? As a Scorpio Sun or Rising, you are already tuned into everybody's feelings and emotions, and having to cut cords and shield yourself often, and have this like a barrier between you and other people, because you pick up like sonar their energy. And so this transit is going to blur the lines. Neptune is mysticism and spirituality, and it's connecting to everything, and you already do that. And so the flip side of it is deception, delusion, escapism. So you might view other people as them not giving all of the information as deception, or you might be the one who's not giving all the information, and that could be viewed as deception. Or I just want to escape at this time. I just want to, I'm all work, I'm no play at this time. I need to give my mind a break. With Neptune, it can be delusion of, I thought that I heard you say this, and you not wanting to speak up, or somebody else taking what you said harshly and in a different concept, or we already know, I'm going to say this gently and kindly, as a Scorpio sun or rising, you say what you mean and you mean what you say. And so your imagination might take over, and you need to work on not overthinking some things that other people are saying, and use caution with your words, because they might misinterpret your words, your energy. You might suffer from lack of clarity or misinterpretation from the communication, whether it be verbal or nonverbal, because we know that you already pick up on lots of nonverbal cues. All right, so Scorpio, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Sagittarius Sun and Sagittarius Rising, this is linking your first house of self to something that has to do with your home. So Mercury in your first house, it's at 25 degrees in Sagittarius. It's bigger, better, brighter, shoot for the stars. But it's square, something that has to do with your home, your family, your roots, your foundation, people who feel like home, or your past, your genealogy, or it could be your father, people who have shaped you. It could be parental figures or anybody that's in your home with you. Now, the difficulty with this is what you are hearing and what you are saying, there is a miscommunication. Neptune is about mysticism and illusion and visions and dreams, and things are prophetic. And Neptune being in your fourth house of home is wanting to have those beliefs, but needing to have some kind of boundaries around them. And is what you're hearing really what they're saying? And so in order to get through this, you might want to ask for some clarity and give your mind a break from all work and no play. Try to work on creative projects. There might be some complicated discussions or business deals or communication that has to do with your home, or this could deal with past lives. This could be with genealogy or anybody that is in your home. Take time to tap into your imagination, so out of your head and into your heart space, to say, am I tuned into my energy, or is this what I'm feeling because of them? Did I hear them correctly? And if I need clarity on this, I need to say, so what I hear you saying is, and not in a mean tone, but like to have them repeat some things. This is really going to be a perfect opportunity for you to reorient to your imagination, to tap into your spiritual side, to look for synchronicity when it comes to people, places, and things that have to do with your home and connected to who you are, like running into them, or hearing a song, or finding a feather, finding a coin. Like, it doesn't have to be on the earthly realm, it can be on the spiritual realm. So I encourage you to indulge in daydreams, indulge in creativity and art and music, and definitely pay attention to your dreams at this time. Make sure that you have healthy boundaries, and it'll make this transit a little bit easier for you to navigate. So for Sagittarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Capricorn Sun and Capricorn Rising, Mercury is in your 12th house. Now the 12th house is the house of your shadow side. It is the house where we go for rest, retreat. It's where we tap into shamanic work, the Akashic records, our dreams, our intuition, our past lives, our ancestors, our angels, our guides. It's also the house of hidden enemies, and it's where you go to withdrawal. It's the private part of your inner world that you don't share with others, but that you're connected to other dimensions that are just inside of you and not on the outside. And so the square is coming with Neptune at 25 degrees in your third house of communication. With who do you communicate with on a daily basis? This is who do you talk with? Who do you exchange ideas, email, phones, text? This could be with neighbors. This could be with siblings. The third house has to do with anybody that we talk and exchange forms of communication. This could be acquaintances. It could be siblings. It could be cousins. It's the house where we write and we journal and we have short distance travel. So there's some kind of disconnect here where are you paying attention to your dreams? Are you sharing your dreams and your thoughts with other people and maybe it's not well received? Are you taking on other people's energy that you are working with or that you are spending your time with on a daily basis and you're not staying grounded? You're not giving yourself enough time to tune out. The 12th house being the house of where we set aside time for rest and recuperation and retreat. Are you doing that? Are you working too much? Look, as a Capricorn Sun or Capricorn Rising, we know that if it comes down to work or play, you will work all day and not play. And this is a signal to say, I need to pay attention to what my body is saying, my heart, my mind, my body, my spirit. And I need to make play or art or creativity or music part of my daily routines. I need to bring some joy into my life. Look for synchronicity, where you meet people or have these connections of people, places, and things that, whether it be through dreams or through messages that are delivered to you through, it could be through spirit animals, this could be through Akashic messages. Definitely give your mind a break. Make sure that you're prioritizing work and play, and try to work on some creative projects and tap into your imagination, because it'll help you more. You'll be more productive with your work if you are happy and healthy on the inside as well as the outside. So Capricorn, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Aquarius Sun and Aquarius Rising, Mercury is at 25 degrees in your 11th house of your goals, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your aspirations, and who you align yourself with in order to manifest those. They can be work people that you're doing work projects with. They can be where you volunteer and give of yourself, of like mission trip work or service projects. This could be creative projects like a book club or art projects that you're working on. Mercury in your 11th house wants you focused on your networks of where you're connected to not only peers, but it's people who share the same beliefs as you. Now, it's in a square with Neptune in your second house of your self-esteem, your money, your resources, your cash, your property, your values, your opinions, your talents, your income, your self-esteem, your financial condition. It is who you are and what you need in order to feel safe and secure in order to move forward. Now, Mercury in your 11th house wants you to do, you're looking to do these things for your career, your job, your legacy, but also to bring balance to your life, for joy and pleasure, balancing work and pleasure. And Neptune can be spirituality, it can be dreams, it can be visions and creativity and art and all of these things. And what do you value of all of those things? The square comes with the shadow side of Neptune, which is deception, delusion, escapism. Are you hearing what somebody else is saying that you're networking with, and are you taking upon their energy? Is it distorted thinking? Is it complicated discussions and business deals? Are you suffering from a lack of clarity, whether what you are saying to somebody else or what they are saying to you? And is it affecting you and your self-esteem? How you feel about pride? What you need in order to feel secure in this life? And so having to integrate that and say, number one, I need healthy boundaries. Number two, I might have to ask for clarification. So what I heard you saying was, or saying things that gain clarity, or asking somebody to be a little bit more clear on what they're saying. This could be with giving and receiving instructions. This could be lack of clarity coming from you, and you having to maybe repeat yourself or do it in a different way. So I'm encouraging you to step outside of your day-to-day work routines to receive this inspiration. Tap into the imagination. It's going to be really perfect time for you to reorientate yourself to your ideals, your imagination, and your spiritual side. All right, so for Aquarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Pisces Sun and Pisces Rising, I love this for you because it's at the top of your chart. This is going to be an opportunity that you're going to be clearing up any confusion that has to do with authority figures or you being as an authority figure. Mercury at the top of your chart is you speaking, you sharing ideas, something that has to do with travel, your communication style, your mindset, your learning style, your sense of humor. It has to do with your intelligence and the way that you are articulating your thoughts and your ideals out there for your public life. And this is also you being seen as an authority figure. Now, Neptune is at 25 degrees in your first house of self. This is your strengths, your habits, your self-expression, your appearance, your happiness. I always say that the first house is like your business card of what people see, or it's your website. Like, what would you want people to know about you? And so you are going to be working through some things about where you may come off wrong, or where people may misinterpret you, or where you may misinterpret them. So this is going to be a perfect time to reorient your ideals, your imagination, tap into your spiritual side of how can I use this to connect better with others. This is about tapping out of like workspace and tapping into heart space and saying, I have a lack of clarity with the way things are going, or with things that are being said, with maybe misinterpretation of communication. And so you might say, so what I hear you saying is, or could you explain that a little bit more? And if somebody doesn't understand you, before it gets to anger or frustration, maybe say, let me clear this up. Let me explain this better. I want you to understand where I'm coming from. Like, you could use these cues. Neptune is not just mysticism and spirituality and tuning in and visions and dreams. It's you feeling other people's feels. And during this transit, you might be confused as to what is yours and what is theirs. And there's always this opportunity of, I feel deception, I feel delusion, or there's escapism. And so you might want to be doing some of these things, or you might think other people are. And so if they are, there's going to have to be some kind words or clarity. So work to step outside of your day-to-day work routines. Receive the inspiration, tap into your imagination, tap into your intuition. It's going to be a really good time for you to tap into these things, especially your dreams. Work with some healthy boundaries, and come up with some routines and structures to help you stay grounded, and use these topics and these things that you're going to be learning, and use it in the way that you communicate moving forward. So Pisces, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe.